CSB Nation, welcome back to another episode of Common Sense Buffs. My name is CSB Leo, your host, and it's great to have you back. If this is your first time here, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and meet me in the comments so we can have a conversation. The title of this video is Where Do We Go From Here? And quite frankly, for the Colorado Buffaloes, that must be a question that both the coaches, the players, the students, the administrators, and everyone who is intimately tied to that football program must be asking themselves. You see, this is kind of my post Nebraska reaction. It's raw, it's uncut, it's unscripted. It's just me being a football fan and a supporter of Coach Prime and what he is building in Colorado. You see, I didn't get a chance to watch the whole game. I had a decision to make. Was I going to go on a date and take care of what really matters? Or was I going to try to figure out a way to get out of the date, watch the game, or be distracted during the game and checking during the date and checking every little movement of the score, etc. Based on the description of the game, and I haven't gone back and watched it, I probably made the right decision by going on the date and not having to watch what happened during that game. But I did monitor the game early on as I was getting ready, and Harry B over at TLP Sports was covering the game live. And right out of the gate, you can tell something was amiss. Right out of the gate, you could tell that this game was going to be the great revealing. Whether or not the Colorado of 2023 is still the Colorado of 2024. Whether the NDSU Colorado was still the same team that showed up for the Nebraska game. And what the score doesn't show is what the fans experienced as they watched the game. Is that those mistakes or those issues or those things that have plagued the Buffs, that plagued them last year, plagued them against NDSU, are persisting. And so my question to you, and I'm sure you have comments, you can share them down below. Where do we go from here? Well, here's the one thing I am absolutely certain of. And I think Coach Prime himself has said this. If you don't change, nothing changes. I'll say that again because that's a quote not only for football in this program, but it's a quote for life. If you don't change, nothing changes. And the most glaring change to me, and must be obvious to the coaches and the players and to all the pontificators and the YouTubers and the football analysts, whether they want Colorado to succeed or not is not the point. The one thing everybody comes back to is Colorado's either inability to run the ball or lack of commitment to the run. Now, either scenario doesn't bode well for a team that intends to win in college football. You see, football has changed, but it hasn't changed that much. On offense, you need to be able to both run and throw the ball if you want to be successful. In the games where Colorado's pass game is dynamic and everything is working, they look unstoppable. They look like a team that's built to get into a shootout with the best of them. But once teams realize that is your only option, they can game plan to stop that dynamic pass offense. Which is why no matter how good your passing is, you need to add balance with the run. Going into this game with CSU, where do we go from here? Is CSU now a win for sure? It can be, but it can't be if we don't change. And so, what I'm looking for in this game is not to hear that we are unable to run the ball. What I'm looking for in this game is that we are committed to running the ball. And what does commitment look like? Well, my definition that I'm going to use for commitment in this video is doing something whether you see well, let me step back. Doing something that is proven to work and doing it whether you see the immediate results or not. That is what commitment is to me. You need commitment in your work. You need commitment in your life. You need commitment for your health. You need commitment for your mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. The people who succeed in life have commitment to whatever it is that they've put their mind to. So on the offensive side of the ball, we know we can throw the ball. That's not an issue. What we now need to find out in the game versus CSU is whether we're committed to running the ball. I'm not going to comment on the defense because all indications are that first half, the defense struggles, but second half, they play better. And at some point under Robert Livingston's guidance, that second half play will become first half, the norm in first halves for Colorado. There's no guarantee, of course, but what appears to be happening on the defensive side is change. Something's not working in the first half, change it in the second half. Now, some people will say the game was over in the second half. Nebraska wasn't really trying that hard, so I don't know how much credit I could give that defense. Well, at least they didn't run up the score even worse. We know as we look at clips of what was going on the sideline, the defensive coaches were keeping their guys motivated, eye on the prize, continue to get stops, and the players continued to play hard. So where do we go from here, Colorado Buffaloes? We support you. We want you to succeed, but we also know that you're going to need to change in order to do so. So I am fired up as ever. I can't wait until we take the field on another road game in a hostile territory. We know the story from last year. No need to rehash that. But now it's time to go to CSU and handle business and silence the critics. Not just those who you can clearly tell that prefer if this football team fails, but to give renewed hope to those who want to see the best for this team and whose criticism, although sometimes harsh, is constructive in its intention. So listen, I am all in for the Colorado Buffaloes this season. I'm going to be here creating content, motivating, inspiring, and having common sense conversations. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Common Sense Bus. If you haven't hit that like, subscribe, or that comment, please do so. And until next time, peace.